topic, you guys. We're going to be discussing what is your meaning of success, or
and
what is your definition of success as
and
well?
wealth. Yeah, like what does that mean to you? Like what does it look like in your eyes and for you?
Yeah, because I think everyone has a different meaning when it comes to success. And I feel like success is progress in itself.
Legitimate,
And even when you feel like you're not at the point in life where you want to be, the very steps that you take towards success is still leading up to the bigger success that your goal is, where your goal is in life.
or you aspire to be. Like as long as you're taking, that's what I think too. Like as long as you're taking steps towards what it is you aspire to be, what your goals are every day. Like you're doing something to try to bring that into fruition, then you're having small successes every day.
Yeah, and it's just, you got to celebrate every milestone up until that point. And I feel like success, everyone's, that goes back to the last episode when we were talking about our life experience. And I feel like our life experience that we have helps us define our meaning to success and wealth. And not everybody's definition of success and wealth is the same, because someone could be happy for a car that may not be the best car, but it's a car that was gifted to them because they didn't have one in the first place. And they're appreciative of that gift. And, it was successful. It was a successful moment because that was one step closer to a goal that they wanted in their life. And it starts, baby step versus someone whose definition of success could be, you know, getting the A's on all their tests. And, that's my meaning of success. Is my goal is to be successful with maintaining my grades and,
Legitimate.
keeping up with that. And just because that person doesn't value that doesn't mean it's not, one person could not see that as value, doesn't mean it's less value to the person who does value it.
Right.
So,
Like it's like I'm a huge Bob Marley fan, and it's an interview he did when they asked him like was he rich and wealthy, and he was saying like material things he didn't have like those type of riches and wealth. He was like he's rich in family, got strong family ties, and things of that nature, and love and the spirit.
yes, I
And
feel like that is more important than the physical things, because physical things can come and go, but those moments where you can cherish the things, the little things, the family, the even, the having the capability to come together and be together when there are a lot of people who aren't able to connect on those type of levels. Like, you have to be thankful in
right,
that moment. That could be success, like a family in itself, where a family that's, prays together, stay together type thing. It's like, and if you have that mindset, you can keep moving and gaining success through that community that you have.
yeah, like successful relationships with
Yeah.
said family members or friends or whatever.
Mhm.
Like strong, healthy relationships. Just any little thing, anything can be considered a success, and it's all in what's your definition of it.
Yeah, because I was just talking to Tony earlier today about how we think success means, well, majority of people today think success is having a lot of money and buying a lot of all fancy stuff.
See, when I
And
was younger, that's what I believed.
yeah, but that's because that's what the societal norm is. That
Legit.
goes back to the experience of societal norm makes you feel like you had to be in competition with everybody, when in reality your competition was with yourself, and learning how to be yourself within everyone else's opinion of what they should be like. And it's like, when you finally find your when you finally go within after all the experiences that you had to experience, you find out success is, your success is not the same meaning as the next person's success meaning of success. So it's like, right now I feel successful because I'm actually doing things that a lot of people won't even take the initiative to even start to do. I'm I'm moving in ways that are going to be successful for me, and my way of success is fighting the urges, the old me, the old versions of me not wanting to do the things that I need to do that. It's like I'm doing more than I would have done the day before, like yesterday. It's like
Right.
I'm always steady moving towards the goal
Legitimate.
versus not doing anything at all.
Yeah, just looking back at my life from just last year, you know what I'm saying, it's completely different. How I'm living now is completely different than how I was living last year. And
Hmm.
I consider that a success. There were certain things I wanted to take out of my life and stop doing, certain people I needed to stop being around. I consider all of that success. I'm no longer around those people. I'm no longer doing all those things that I was doing. You know, I'm not putting myself in certain situations that could, be detrimental to my success. You know what I mean? Like
Right. I'm changing.
everything I'm doing now is for the betterment and it's for
Right.
my future.
Because
So
who I am today is the reason for what I have today is because of who I am today. It's like what I have is because of who I am. And if I was to define success by a name brand bag or a name brand this, that would be me. For me, that would be a materialistic. It wouldn't be more of a success to me than it would be for me having a garden in my backyard that I can keep picking from, and that's something that's gonna always be there versus something that can wear out
yeah,
and lose its value over time. It's like my mindset is different, and it's not based on what I have. It's based on how I can get it and how I can maintain it and keep it flowing consistently. Like that's my meaning of success because you can get it one time, but if that moment was successful to gain it, but how are you going to keep using it to keep bringing you more wealth and abundance?
right.
So I feel like yeah, you could look good, you can look successful, but looks can only go but so far. You got to be able to have the mindset, the physical attributes that you can physically put in to even keep that up.
Yeah, you gotta put the work in.
So and I was thinking like earlier today. I know this is like off topic, but about how we we as a as people in my generation, we grew up having to fight to look good or look a certain way or trying to impress for all the wrong reasons. Like we were groomed and raised in societal norm to say, well, if you have this pair of shoes, if you have this bag, if you have that means you must have money. But in reality, most successful people, you don't see them wearing a bunch of name brand stuff because the majority of their money is going to something that's going to generate them more
More
money.
money
They're
and
not
more.
based on wearing a product that's not even like a shirt that has a name on it, but the name itself is the value. It's not even the shirt. It's like you yourself, your energy, you as a human, your essence, like everything about you is what brings in your success.
Yeah,
So
see, a lot of people just be wearing that stuff just because it's trending and for the sake of being able to say, I bought this, I have it.
and I can afford to get it, but it's like I've learned that if you can't buy five of them, then you
You
shouldn't
can't
even buy
really
one of
afford
them.
it. Right. You know
So
what I'm
it's
saying?
like
And I look at things like, what could you could have been doing something else with all that money. But, I don't judge. To each his own. That's what you choose to do. That's what you choose to do. But for me, that's not how I measure success. Like when I see designer and all this, I don't measure success by that.
right. I actually feel like guys who wear a bunch of designer really don't have it like that because they're trying to prove their point in the first place. And it's like your energy is the wealth. Your energy is what brings in the money. Like your style, your sense of style. You could put two things together to make it look like you spent $1,000 on your outfit, but
Yeah, it's
because
how you carry yourself, how you
yeah,
wear it, like all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer in that. You know what I'm saying? When you walk into, I can walk in anywhere and wearing anything, and I'm still gonna be me. I'm still gonna be the same person. I'm still gonna garner the attention that you know what I'm saying, that I would have anyway.
Right, and I know for a fact that successful people have ambition. Successful people have goals. They have dreams. No matter what the goal and dream is, it has to be a goal that's going to consistently keep bringing in wealth, not just for them, but for their generation after them. And it's like you want to be able to tap into that energy and know that whatever you actually do invest in, you can, you know, reap off of what you sow. Like, whatever it is, because it's your energy and it's your.
Right. Definitely got to tap into that energy and put it out there,
Yeah,
and
I
then
mean,
bring back that abundance to you.
yeah. And I know for a fact that you also have to think of the things about emotional stability, mental stability, physical, all these stabilities that also comes with being successful. Is
Right.
having your mind in the right place. Is having your ducks in a row when you need them, have them in the row. It's learning how to put them in a row. It's
Right.
learning how to do these things. It's like once you know, you know, you know. Because if you don't know, you just don't know. But you're figuring out and you're willing to learn how to figure it out. It's like I don't know, but I'm willing to learn. I don't know, but I'm willing to keep going because I'm trusting in my inner guidance to allow me to gain
And be
this.
successful, you got to be willing to fail.
Yeah, and
Cause
especially
that's the way you learn. Like you learn from your mistakes and improve. That's growth. Growth is success.
think
Growth.
about where we started. Like when we
Right.
first started doing our first episode on the podcast, we just was like, we both had goals. We both had a dream. We was like, all
Right.
right, let's put it together. He had the equipment. I had the mindset. We put it together and we worked together. And we came out with and this is what we created. Even when we started off with whatever we had, and we're still upgrading as we grow.
Yeah.
But that's what comes with being successful is keeping yourself flowing and always staying ahead of the game and keeping yourself you know
Right. Just being consistent, diligent, and vigilant. Like, and if what you're doing is part of the plan for you to be successful to reach your goal, and you got to keep going. You got to keep doing it, and you
yeah,
might not see the fruits of your labor at first,
right,
but that's
because you
when
think
the
about
patience and the consistency comes in.
that is true because sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you good. Go ahead.
I think about a tree. It's like you plant a seed, and I know I'm a seed in itself. So wherever I go, I plant my energy there, and it's like whoever I speak to, whoever I engage with, I'm affecting them. I'm changing lives just by me existing all together.
Right.
And it's like, imagine what you could do when you tap into what you're meant to do, like your purpose here. Like, we don't know our purpose because we're steady trying to follow the norm, the societal norm. We're steady trying to follow the next person. Like, we feel like we don't know because we're comparing and contrasting ourselves to other things that we shouldn't even be doing in the first place. It's good to see those things and be inspired by them and just keep, because at the end of the day, they're doing the work, they're doing their job, they're doing it. Nobody else is making them doing it. No one is. You can be influenced by them. You can, show them how to do it, but they physically have to do the work to
Right.
do it.
Like, I think what's his name? C.S. Lewis has a quote. It's on a billboard I see every day going to work. It says, "You must do this. I can't." You know what I mean? And it gives me a reminder every day when I'm going to work. Like, if I want to be what I'm trying to become, I have to do the work. Can't nobody do it for me. I got to do it myself. You know what I'm saying? And there's another sign that says focus on you. You have to focus
Yeah.
on you and put the work in for you. Nobody's going to do it for you.
And you know what you saying that I literally had in my head. I was like, just by your mere existence, there's something that no one in this world can do but you.
Right.
And if you could tap into that, what it would be and how wonderful you could see yourself. Like, if you see yourself now and by accepting whatever it is that you at now and imagining what you could do later, you could tap into all kinds of things.
And your followers and your subscribers and your community organically versus buying them and or putting on or being out of character. Like
Hmm.
just because this formula worked for this particular person. You know what I'm saying?
But you got to realize who wants fake love nowadays.
I mean,
That's what
that's what's available.
that's what's their option. It's like
Yeah,
they
it's
feel
a
like
fake
real
love
love,
or real hate.
right?
So what you know what I mean? What you gonna choose?
As much as I say it, I would rather have the haters hating because I can
Yeah,
transmute more than
yeah.
someone around me that's not really for me but pretending.
Give me the real hate versus the fake love.
Like
At least I know the real hate is real.
you
You know
get
what I'm saying? It's
okay,
authentic. You know what I mean? But the fake love, nah, because I don't know what your agenda is.
yeah, and I feel like as much as I truly have that inner feeling of being successful and already feeling that in the moment because if I feel it now, I know that it's already happening. And by me feeling it and experiencing myself and being in the moment today, is allowing me to, appreciate every moment up until every moment to the next moment. It's like I'm living in the moment because by me living in the moment, I don't even realize how much work or how much time I put in because it's not really about how much and how long. It's just me doing it because this is what I enjoy to do. This is me being authentic.
Right.
This is me showing you that you can make a living off of just being yourself. You can truly attract those who are for you just by being yourself. And you
Legitimate.
really gain you may want this person's attention, but maybe that person isn't for you, or you may want to gain this company, or you may want to have this label look at you, but you don't know the requirements that it takes to be in that scene, or to what it takes to have to do and gain that type of success that you may be
And
searching
how
for.
much of your original, authentic, true self that you're gonna have to give up for
Just for a like.
for what they're trying to offer you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like you have to give up so much dignity, so much integrity, so much of yourself, your true self, just so you can be a part of this trend and follow this so-called formula to success and wealth.
and it starts with accepting yourself
Right.
because a lot of the people are still trying to figure out who they are today. They're still trying to figure out why they are or why they make these decisions, how they move. And the world needs therapy. If I would advise, if I would advise everybody to at least go through a trial run to see if they need therapy because
Right.
a lot of people don't know that therapy is being heard and being understood. And if the people you trusted all your life don't understand you, you can seek help and know that help is always out there for you. But because we're ashamed of ourselves or we feel inadequate because of how we were or what we're doing, because you think that your situation is what defines you versus the fact that you're not your situation. You just have to know how to grow out of your situation, learn from your situation, and transmute where you're in into something better. And it's hard when you're faced with all these different options. Like you have these cards that you were dealt with, and you're assuming that this is the only cards you'll have because this is all that was dealt with. But you're not knowing that all you have to do is play your cards and see what cards you get back. Learn how to use what you got to get something better than than what you have.
All right.
You don't have to go outside yourself. You don't have to be a different person to get the success that you want. It may take a little longer if you're doing it by yourself and choosing to do it with morals and integrity.
Yeah, and I
Because
was just gonna say, like, you have to, in order to measure your own success, you have to choose what's important to you. Like, what do you consider important? What holds value? What are your values? What are your morals? What are the things you value?
and it's so scary what you say. That the first thing that popped in my head is that very question is asked um in a more ill intentional way versus someone really wanting to know what your goals and dreams are, what's important to you to help push you versus them using it to take advantage of you.
Yeah, you gotta be careful who you share those type of things with. But I would advise you ask yourself those things.
Mm-hmm.
before you even
Offer that or tell anybody
yeah
about your most.
ask yourself those questions and find out what's important. What are the things
And
that
who
you
are you
truly
doing it
value?
for? And you
Right,
know, some people get that mixed up. They're like, I'm doing this for who? No, 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 no. You're doing it for you, but you know who is going to help benefit.
right,
I'm doing this for you. Like, it's just like a parent who's saying, who felt like their children, they sacrificed their lives because of their children. In reality, they made that choice that was a little less what they desired that caused that to happen. And now they're saying they wasted all their years making that decision. And it's like, no, your decisions is one thing, but it's how you go about that after the fact. It's like you don't have to be like my life is over because that one moment or these events happen in your life. You choose to use it to help grow you and benefit you, and
and as a black man, if I honestly feel if you sacrifice whatever it is you sacrifice to raise your children and you keep them out of jail or in the grave, then you're a success.
hmm
You were successful. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
because you
Like,
saved another soul that needed to be saved by being the savior in their life of by just by being who you were meant to be, who you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be the parent because that was what you created. You can't abandon your creation and expect it to just be all fine and dandy, because what's attached to you will always be attached to you. And if you try to detach in a way that was meant for you to help that water that seed, you know, it affects you more than
right.
you would. It's like your child is going to be who they're meant to be regardless if you're there or not. But imagine what they could have been if you were. And it's like,
You
they,
gotta be there to nurture that seed and
yeah,
help it grow within the right guidelines and parameters, so it doesn't run off the rails or get lost out here in this world. Because this world is
love is the only key true power to heal this world. And when
right,
you are the caretaker in when you're supposed to be the caretaker in the very person that you created, you are supposed to help uh create something positive in the world to recreating that positivity, to keep recreating that love and affection. But when that love and affection is not in the picture, it causes more bad than good to happen, and then the person has to find come back to themselves because they lack that love and nurture.
right.
And it's like it affects the world more than you think, because every every choice they make from that one choice that you make, it's not just affecting you, it's going to affect them.
It's a trickle down. Like,
Yeah, it's a domino effect. It's like if I plant a good seed here, then that seed could continue to grow and flourish and be nurtured. But if I plant a bad seed, and not saying the seed was bad, but I planted it, I didn't water it as I should, I didn't help it grow, then the seed could potentially grow out to be something that could be detrimental to itself and the environment.
and that's what it is. You have to. That's what it means. Reap what you sow. Sow good seed. If you sow good seed, then you're gonna reap good benefits. You're gonna be You're gonna reap. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
You're gonna be successful. You're gonna be wealthy in whatever aspect, however you choose to see it. Like however you choose to measure your success and wealth, as long as you're sowing good seed along the way, that's what you're gonna reap.
hmm
Success and wealth. You know what I'm saying? And whatever, however you choose to define it.
I know success is that feeling first. Having that feeling, even when everything around you is showing you that it can't. Proving yourself that the voices or the intrusive thoughts is not going to keep you from being who you're meant to be, because when everything around you is telling you not to is when you should. It's like everything is literally programmed to keep you from being in your authenticity. And you have to learn to use your discernment at all times to realize that you could be you can have a successful mindset, But make sure you surround yourself with people with that same mindset as well.
Facts. And to add to that, not to make it like about race, but when you're black or brown or African descent, you know what I'm saying? Like this whole system that we live in here in the States anyway is not designed for us to be successful.
That goes back to when I say everything around you could be placed for
Right.
you to fail, but
Yeah, it's like it's not designed for you to be successful.
right.
It's
You
they
have
have a
to out.
particular place for us.
What is that saying? They say you have to outdo the odds. You can't be. I don't know the saying. I can't
Yeah,
really.
you gotta
You gotta outdo what they expect you.
you gotta stand against all odds,
Yeah.
and you got to you just got to
That's why they say may the odds be in your favor, because out of all the things, you were the least expected to make it through because of who you are and where you came from, and just by you being born, you've already the world has already projected what they think of you because of your who you are and your skin type and your ethnicity and your background. They're already
right.
judging you, and it's not for you to prove them wrong. It's for you to prove to yourself that
Yeah.
you won't allow something less of you to define you. And it could be, and the world could include your own family. The world could include your closest friends. The world could include who you thought should be there, and you find out that just by you not being around the right people, just by you thinking you had a friend, you learn that the more success you gain in yourself, the more you find the right people, and the more you realize the people you thought you could take with you, you can't, because they're here to also teach you about yourself as well.
Yeah, Mike Epps said something. He was like, he was going through something with one of his friends from his hometown, and he was like, his friend loved him more when he was destroying himself.
Yeah.
And he basically had a conversation with him, and he wanted to know, how was my success a reflection of your failure?
Because it was a reflection of who and what they want trying to do for
and
themselves.
that's how most people around you actually feel when they see you, especially when you're making personal growth.
Yes.
Like, which is the best kind of growth in my eyes anyway. Personal growth, like inner growth and everything, and you're growing spiritually, mentally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because just like you said in the last one, you said the world is filled with toxic things, and people are addicted to toxicity.
Right.
And when they feel like the person beside them is toxic, they can be toxic. And then if we all flock together, then I won't feel bad because you're doing the same thing as I'm doing. But the moment you do a little better than me, I'm gonna start feeling a little envious, because I'm feeling like now I have to prove, not to prove to you, but not really. It's really you showing out. You seeing where you lack, and it's reflecting on, from them to you. It's like, damn, they're doing something that I could be doing, but I'm choosing not to, because.
And then they start to look at themselves in the mirror but get upset with you because they're not putting forth the effort to better themselves.
And it's like, you don't know what that person had to go through, what they had to experience, whether you see them every day or not, what they have on their mental, their inside, that they're really fighting for to get to this part, or to get to that person they're striving to be in life. And some take longer than others, and it's just when you realize that some people, the people you came in with, the people you grew up with, so you start to outgrow them, and you see how they look at you different because you're trying to better yourself, and all you want is for them to help better themselves as well.
Yeah, because who
you
wants
don't look
to be
at them
successful
no
by themselves? Honestly.
Right.
You want your friends to be with you, or the people you hold dear.
We want these things,
but it's not always. It don't always work out that way. But you want those people with you. It just makes it more enjoyable.
I feel like, because my analogy is, we came in this world alone, we're going to leave alone. And it's like, I think the thing about being successful is you're going to get there alone regardless if you have people around you anyways, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to do the work, whether you're with the person or not. It's just like being in a relationship, and it's like you could be together all day long, but that person can't make you do what you need to do to help better yourself. You have to do it. Whether you together or not, it's like, I mean, love isn't enough sometimes. It's like, are you going to use that to, you know, as a crutch, or are you going to, you know, help use that
Use
as
it
a
as a
motivation?
motivator.
You know, so it's like, you got to make sure you're choosing the right people also along that journey of
Right.
becoming successful. So,
Legit.
you know, I just feel like everybody should start, you know, paying attention to how they feel when they get around certain people, paying attention, watching how people really feel when you express your success or your accomplishments,
Right.
and how they really support you when you expect them to support you. And you find out later on that, or as you grow, that you have secret haters, and the person you should have, the person who was rooting for you in the beginning, see you outgrow your pot that you started with, and you got to a bigger pot, and they're still in their pot, a small pot, and haven't even planted anything. They're looking at you moving from pot to pot, and they're feeling like, damn, I can't keep up. But if you were actually there to help support them and root them, that person would have lended a hand and moved you to the pot with them, because you were, you know, you weren't, you won't hate, you were supporting, you're genuinely care that happy for this person moving and growing and do what they can do to get where they're doing.
And remember, like those people that you were expecting to support you and that you wanted to support you, if they don't, or if they do or don't let them stop you from
Right.
chasing your goal, like and achieving whatever it is you set out to achieve. Like, cause those little few people or a handful of people that you wanted to support you wholeheartedly and come with you that didn't.
It wasn't part of your plan in the
Yeah,
first place.
they wasn't supposed to be there with you.
They was in season 1 through 5, and once you started getting from 5 to on up, they was never meant to go and upgrade with you in the first place, because you had to have these certain people in your life to help see yourself and where you wanted to be and how and what changes you wanted to make in your life. Some people will stay in the same place they started, and it maybe you know, you may want them to come, but because they're stuck in their ways, you can't force no one to do anything, and you can't control no one but yourself.
Facts. And the right people, the people that's for you anyway, they'll look at your success as motivation to do for themselves. Because they wouldn't want, if they, especially if they really value you, if they value you as a person, whatever type of relationship y'all have, they value your relationship, they'll do what's necessary to keep up.
Right. Right.
So they don't get left behind.
They don't cross boundaries. They don't, you know, discourage you in their own projections. Like,
Yeah,
they
to
don't
keep the ball
let,
rolling, to
yeah.
keep you up and help, you know what I'm saying? Keep pushing you and vice versa. That's how it should go.
I feel like, you know, when we should be lending a hand to those that we felt like we should lend a hand to those that want to be there, but a lot of people want things but don't really know how to handle them once they get it. So it's like, we want people. So I've had people come up to me recently, you know, since I've been going to the gym, and they'll be like, what do I need to do this to get that? And I'm like, from my own experience and what I had to do, this is what works for me, this is how I do it. And then if my suggestions don't work for you, then you're looking at me like I can't, like I, you know, like I'm the problem because you can't follow the steps that I did, and it didn't work out for you, because but everybody's different. It's like,
All right.
you know, my body is different, my mindset's different, like, you know, everything about me is different, but yet you can learn from what I do and then find a way that works for you. It's like, you know, it's just that I think it's more of the inspiring part that it's like that helps push you. It's like no one is helping. Like, it's like this guy said the other day, I forget his name. He was like, no one is capable of healing you. You heal yourself. They can say they're helping you heal, but they have to put that seed in your mind first to make you think that they're helping you, but really you have to help you first.
All right. You gotta want it.
You gotta want it. You gotta want to be helped.
Yeah. You gotta want to help yourself. You gotta put the work in. Like,
it's like you want to be healed, but you're not, it's like, you know, you got to go through all these steps first. And if you're not trying to go through all the steps, you just want a quick fix, that's not how it's going to go.
Yeah,
It's
that,
like
that shit work.
quick fixes, quick money schemes, quick get rich schemes. All those things don't really last long. Like anything that comes quickly usually doesn't stay long. And you know, when you get things over time and through time, you appreciate it more, you value it more. You know, you hold it close to you, and you know.
Man, the harder you have to work for something, the more you value it, the more you appreciate it. Like,
Why do you think? I feel this may be a little off subject. It's just like when you get into, okay, say, I don't know how to say this. Okay, so if you value yourself high enough, you could get what it is you feel you deserve. But if you surround yourself around people who don't value themselves, then you'll feel like you deserve what they think you deserve.
right,
And you won't know how to appreciate when you do get what you deserve, because you surrounded yourself around people who don't value themselves or don't value the work that they had to put in to get whatever they got. And it's like, it can be detrimental to your health if you're constantly been surrounded by people who don't value themselves. And
right. And that can be so draining. Not to
yeah,
fuck.
that definitely can.
Right.
That is true. Like, it's like people are infatuated by the fact that you even have that ambitions and motivation to get where you want to get, and they want to know how. They want it for themselves. They want it. If they can't get it, then they feel like they should, by them hating on you, you ain't gonna get it. But really, that's all that hate is just gonna transmute to something great.
And it's funny. People will hate you for not giving up.
Yeah.
Like, you could be going through the most. You could get knocked down 100 times, but because you got up 101 times after the, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just kept getting up. They will hate you for that.
Yeah.
Like, they're mad that you won't break.
But at the end of the day, success is within you, and you have to be the one to push yourself. And you know, wealth and success is all depends on what your mindset is and how you feel about it, and never letting the world determine or tell you how or what you should be doing and how you should do things.
And don't let them tell you what successful is for you or wealthy is for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta determine that for yourself.
Your wealth could be having a peace of mind in a place where nobody's surrounding you in your little tiny home with a garden in the backyard, and you successfully landed land and peace and everything your heart desired. That's success. And don't let the rich houses, big mansion, nice cars determine that that's what success is. And that's not the case.
Sometimes that's stress.
Okay?
Like, for real.
You don't know what comes with all that work and what sacrifices that had to be made, because you know everything has a price on it. So
Your vision of what success and wealthiness is for you. And on that note, as always, she gonna keep it spiritual, I'm gonna keep it lyrical. Be cool how you be cool, be you and be true.
and we're gonna catch you guys on the next episode of Dropping Gems 252. Peace and love.